Want to know what a real man would tell their lady about love and life? You're in the right place. This is Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. Rom Wills is an author, speaker, and proud father. Grab some wine, sit back, and enjoy.
Welcome to the Sunday morning simulcast with Rom Wills. Don't be afraid to start from scratch. Don't be afraid. You know what? And this was inspired by a video I was working on, and I did it, and I had some good information to deliver. And as I was editing the video, I was like, my shirt ain't hanging on me right. And I'm serious. My shirt was not hanging on me right. I was like, with the message I'm delivering, this don't look good. And it takes me a bit to like really edit a video and everything, and a whole bunch of little things. And I was just like, you know what? I can't present this. Boom. Let me do it again. And it was a good video I did. I ain't gonna say which one though. I'm not gonna say which one. But here is the point about that. I was willing to start from scratch. And I've done that with a few videos in the past. Indeed, there's been videos I would do early, upload, but then I would look at it and say, you know what, I can't present this. And I would delete it before it even aired publicly. Sometimes you got to start from scratch. When you building something, say you physically building something, sometimes you got to like look at it and say, this don't work. Let me break it down and start all over. And that was a lesson I learned in high school. We did a high school version of the play The Wiz. And I was working in the stage crew. Part of the thing, if anybody familiar with The Wiz or The Wizard of Oz originally, a big house falls on one of the Wicked Witches, the Wicked Witch of the East. A big house, and that's how it takes Dorothy to the land of Oz. So we're doing it in a play, and we had to put a house on wheels, and we put it together, looked at it, and we proud of it, but we found a couple flaws in it. We took that thing apart piece by piece and put it back together, and it was a great second creation. And it's like that with a lot of things. I know there's plenty of people who've built things and they say, you know what, this ain't gonna work. Let me just start all over. That's something you have to have in life. Don't be ashamed to do that either. You'd rather get something right than put something out halfway. That's an important thing. And it doesn't matter. And, I'm talking about building things, but you know what? Sometimes you might have relationships you got to start from scratch. You really got to start from scratch. Say you were in a relationship with somebody for many years and y'all broke up and there was some bad things, but then a couple years passed, you learned something new. You can't start the relationship anew from the same point. You literally have to start from scratch. Sometimes y'all have to have like some serious forgiveness, and not just in a romantic relationship or friend with a family or something, and just start. I've talked about my book, Starting from Zero. It's still the same thing. Sometimes you got to start over. There was one time in my life, I was living pretty well, but through some family circumstances, went down to zero. There was a point, and this is while being married with a child, and another child on the way. Had to get rid of a lot of things, put some stuff in storage, and basically stay in a person's basement for a month. Some of my friends' basement for a month. There was a point I used to have all these clothes. I was down to one good undershirt. But it's totally different now, but I had to start from scratch. And that goes a lot. And a lot of us go through that. There's no shame in doing that. Because one of the things is when you start from scratch, you can look back at the things that went on before and say, okay, that worked. No, this didn't work. You can start anew. That's actually the best way to do it, really, because then if you start from the bottom, you start from scratch, you start building it. First of all, you can build something on a better foundation, whether it's something physical or it's a relationship, or it could just be just yourself. You got rid of some negative things. Like say you went through life and, you could have been successful, but maybe you had some bad addictions or something. And the addiction could have been to drugs, certain activities, anything. But then you leave all of that behind from the former life, and you put you start from zero. You start from the bottom. It's like the story of maybe a millionaire that loses everything and they got to start off again as a minimum wage job. But they starting off in a different form, and they can get back to where they were, but then it's stronger, what they build. The house, whether it's a physical house or an emotional house, is better then. It's better. It's stronger. That's the beauty of it all, because then you see the mistakes that caused the first house to fall. So you build the second one, and you're able to build up. You're able to avoid the mistakes. Now, what this means beyond metaphorically means how you got to that other place. You know how everything fell before. You can avoid it the second time around. You already know the pitfalls. You already know, like, can't take that drink. No, can't hang out with that person. Can't put this on the car. I'm trying to put that back together. You already know. And there's no shame in it. There's no shame in it, no matter what the situation is, because the second time around is actually the better one. And then you'll start to see some stuff. And then sometimes you weren't supposed to go in that first direction anyway. Spirit has a way of protecting people, of closing doors, because no, that wasn't the right way. But then open the door for the right way to go, the right direction. You get the idea of how to truly build what needs to be built. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that at all. Sometimes people do it on a small way. You ever be cooking that nice meal and, you didn't put something in it, or you notice there's something off about it. So you might have to toss that whole thing. Yeah, it's like, let me do it again. But you do it right the second time. You learn from the mistakes from the first time and then build it right the second time. And that's a powerful thing. That is a powerful, powerful thing. So never be afraid to. Never be afraid, because when you build in anything, a relationship, a product, a business, anything, you want that thing to last. So it needs to be built on a solid foundation, and it needs to be built right. So never be afraid to start from scratch. So that's all I have for today, y'all. Get back with you. Peace and blessings.